What's happening, everybody? JayShockblast here, and hopefully this video audio doesn't get all jacked up. I don't know what happened the other day. I apologize for that. But we're here, and if you somehow watched through that video, you will have seen that I prestiged or tier 2'd the Wasp and Mockingbird, and I have a tier 2 ticket here. It keeps popping up that I'm getting a tier 2 ticket, and I actually got it a few days ago, so I keep getting excited and hoping that I'm going to see another one, but it never pops up, so sorry I had to mute myself because I had to sneeze. I'm glad you guys know that. So here we are logging in again today, and I'm going to use that tier 2 ticket today. And I'm going to do something that I didn't really want to do per se, but I feel like it's the right move at this point. I keep accumulating all these like crystals and whatever for checking in and stuff like that. So I've decided I'm going to go ahead and use some of them on Emma Frost. I'm going to go ahead and take her to tier 2 with the ticket. It's 1250 crystals for this last package. It gives me 160 biometrics for her and some other stuff, and 500,000 gold, which I guess is pretty good too. Emma Frost is a super powerful character, even without being tier 2. So I'm just going to go ahead and go with it. So yeah, let's do that. I've resisted for so long, and you know, it is what it is. But she's strong. I don't think they're ever gonna put her biometrics in the X gene pool. So I really hope that this is enough. I don't need much, but I really hope it's enough to get her where I need her. So let's go ahead and do this. Dang. That took a lot. And now here's the fun part. I need 107 biometrics to get me another 64% here. And then 100% on the next one. Alright, that's not so bad. I also didn't want to get stuck with a lot of extra bios for her. This should upgrade her. Yeah, so there we go. So that took 60. So I end up with her finally all 20'd out. So let's go ahead and use our advancement ticket. And right there, Emma Frost is tier 2 just like that. So I can live with that. I mean, Emma Frost, like I said, she's pretty strong. Applies a self 100% chance to penetrate with barrier, shield effect, increased mine resist, and mine damage. So, the White Queen, very strong character. And again, I was tired of kind of looking at that, and I feel like it like taunted me every day, anytime I ever went in to the store. And now it's still there, so great. So I'm pretty happy about it, though. I mean, honestly, like Emma Frost, like let's take her into alliance battle, maybe. No, it doesn't look like I'm gonna be allowed to. Dang it! It always works out that way. All right, so we'll go ahead and do a co-op battle. Maybe Villain Siege. We'll take her into Villain Siege. I'll sacrifice some of my rewards to get her into here. Not that big of a deal, I guess. But now I know the Ant-Man and Wasp update is coming soon. They've shown off an image of Ghost. So it does look like Ghost is going to be a character that we're going to be able to get. I don't know if she's daily bios or not. Again, I don't really go to Reddit often or anything to read if people uncover other stuff or other information. I I just kind of, I follow them on Twitter, and what they post on Twitter is good enough for me. I don't know exactly when the update's coming. I would imagine, you know, Ant-Man and Wasp is less than 2 weeks away now, so that's great. I would imagine it's going to be, you know, just in time for that. They've also shown images of Nadia Pym and Ultron. It looks like it's one of the newer Ultrons from the comic, so of course Emma Frost is, of all the days, Emma Frost is the normal villain Siege. Great, whatever, who cares? Those aren't really that big of a deal. So let's go ahead and we'll take her into a daily mission to fight Squirrely Girly. That was really corny. So let's do this. She is... Actually, I have taken basically all my characters to at least 4 stars, except for Fandral. I'm sorry, except for Volstagg and Squirrel Girl. Squirrel Girl I'm going to resist on for as long as I can, but I'm sure at some point she's going to be going there too. So let's go ahead and do this. I don't really know who. I mean, I've got a bunch of characters. The video that had bad audio, I talked about a lot of the other characters that were kind of ready. I didn't really want to take Mockingbird to tier 2, but she was the cheapest one that I had. So I figured, my goal is obviously to get everybody to tier 2 at some point. So I just figured, whatever, we'll just get it out of the way then and there. I'm also working pretty heavily on Scarlet Witch. And trying, I got Cable and, who's the other one? Cable and, Jean Grey. I got both of them to, level 55 and 6 stars, and it kind of stopped there, because they were very strong characters, and I really didn't feel like I needed to rush into using the biometrics on them to get them to 60, especially since, you know, I can beat Shadowlands with what I have without ever advancing any other characters. You know, I'm finally at the... I mean, I guess I probably was at that point for a while, but I just kind of experiment with it. But now I'm pretty confident going into Shadowlands that I can get it done every time. It's really just a matter of the time commitment. I'm already on floor 11 right now. Lately, I've been putting it off until Thursday, because I want to advance my characters as much as I can during the week. And then Thursday rolls around and I just forget about it. So, and I'm scrambling at the end just to get the bios, but you know, this week that will not be an issue. So, but as you can see, Emma Frost, very, very strong character. I know that a lot of these enemies are not anything special, but still, I mean, she can wreck shop. I can usually use her, even before I had her tier 2, I could usually use her to get through a floor of Shadowlands, like, just on her own, you know? So... the downside with Scarlet Witch, the reason I want to get her leveled up so much right now is so I can unlock Apocalypse, who is the only character I don't have unlocked right now. I mean, it's just a matter of... I've been putting it off because everything uses the same materials now, and it's making them all harder to come by. So, everybody needs gold, everybody needs, you know, biometrics. So, it's a matter of just managing it all and trying to make the most of it, and blowing all my black antimatter, trying to level up Scarlet Witch didn't seem prudent when I was trying to get some of these new characters, you know, over level 60, so I had kind of held off on that for a minute, but now I just kind of go back and forth between, you know, feeding Jean Grey and putting more into Scarlet Witch. So yeah, right now I guess we'll give him to... No, I think actually we're going to go ahead and give him to Scarlet Witch today, who I have at level 55. And I do have to start worrying about if I'm going to you know, start doing the black antimatter level ups, because it's obviously a very heavy investment. So I'm pretty much going to do it a little bit at a time. I guess I'm going to hold on to the Emma Frost biometrics, kind of like I did with Magic. I mean, who knows if they're going to have a costume for her. And I would love it if they had a Phoenix Force costume for either one. And I guess I'm going to just hold off until such time. But same thing with, I guess, Colossus. Just because they're premium bios, you know. Like, there's no real huge reason to dip into those. I guess I shouldn't be getting rid of the Ultron ones, because he's probably getting a new uniform here in the next day or two. So she's now level 52. Yeah, I guess I took the pictures of the new stuff that they've released, like the Ultron, and there was Ultron, there was a Nadia Pym, and then there was lately, the last 2 or 3 days, they tweeted out a picture of Ghost. So my assumption is that Nadia Pym is going to be a new character. She has been a member of the Avengers, and now she's rolling with Champions. Obviously the daughter of Hank Pym, the one that got long lost in Russia. So she's, from what I understand from some of the stuff that you guys have said, I believe that she should be her own character, not a costume for the Wasp. Simply because when Nova came out, I assumed there would eventually be a Rich Rider costume, and a lot of you guys said no, I doubt it. So I think that does make sense, and you know, we'll kind of go from there. Ghost obviously is a brand new character, to the game, not in general. I mean, everybody should know who Ghost is from the first Civil War. So I mean, you know, Ghost is definitely an intriguing character. Interested to see how they capitalize on her powers, not his. It's a her in the movie. I would assume that there's going to be maybe another Ant-Man costume. That would make sense. Let's see. Uniforms. He only has, you know, 2 others. So there's the Civil War. I don't know if the costume is that different in this movie. It would certainly be interesting if Giant Man got a new costume, because there is the Bill Foster Giant Man that they could use. And then there's also Raz something, the newest Giant Man in the comics, which I think is actually this one right here. Does it actually give you info? So that's Goliath. Let's click that one. It doesn't really say anything about him, does it? Details. Card. Yeah. Anyway. So, you know, long story short, possibility of him. There's really not a whole lot else they can do Ant-Man related. A little sad that Deadpool's not working into here. I really wish they were doing a Deadpool event around the movie. But that's just kind of the way Marvel Games works. So, in any event, that's pretty much what we got right now. We are sitting at 69 Tier 2 characters. And pretty cool. So, pretty excited to keep going. Let's see. I know I have a bunch of characters ready for Tier 2 as far as their gear is concerned. Obviously, she is not one of them. But, you know, we got Bullseye's ready. You've got, you know, he's almost there. He's pretty close. He's pretty close. You know, a lot of these characters are pretty close. a lot of them are also there, you know. I hope everybody got their 100 Luke Cage biometrics. I'm on the last episode of Season 2 right now. It's a pretty solid season. I think I've been intrigued by it all. Not what I was really expecting. Very cerebral, but enjoyed it quite a bit. So, yeah, I have a lot of these characters pretty close. Crystal ready for tier 2. A lot of these I'm saving up. You got Inferno ready for tier 2. A lot of these I'm just saving up their bios, trying to do it naturally. You got MODOK. And a lot of these characters are just really not that good. So yeah. Songbird. So some of these characters I have the bios to do it. It's just a matter of, you know, having the materials, which the second I get them, they're gone. Like Kate Bishop, I definitely want to get her tier 2. You know, right now I just need 94 more of the Norn Stones, but otherwise I have plenty. So I'm not going to use a tier 2 ticket on a lot of these characters, but in any event, that's where I'm at right now. Sorry the video the other day was ruined. I hope everybody enjoyed the video, and we'll see you.